Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to build a creative, highly actionable toolkit to help you integrate English seamlessly right into your everyday life. You know, with around 1.5 billion people actively learning English right now, it is literally the most studied language on the planet. But here's the thing. Whether you're learning for your career, for school, or just for personal growth, traditional textbook methods often fall completely short when it comes to real, spontaneous fluency. Well, today, we're going to change that.
Okay, let's dive into this. You know the grammar rules, you've memorized all the vocabulary, but actually speaking real-world English still feels way harder than textbook English, right? Are you stuck on that notorious intermediate plateau? It's that incredibly frustrating phase where you understand basically everything you read and hear, but the second it's time to actually open your mouth and speak, you absolutely freeze up or just struggle to find the right words. Look, if this sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. Bridging that gap between passive understanding and active output is the absolute biggest hurdle in language learning.
The real secret to fluency isn't about grinding through more grammar drills. It's about daily integration. And honestly, it's about remembering that making mistakes is a completely normal, essential part of the process. The core philosophy here is super simple. Fluency comes from speaking often and speaking with confidence. Because reading and listening are passive skills, but speaking requires active output. You really have to push past that fear of sounding imperfect so you can actually train your brain to retrieve words quickly.
So the crucial point is that we're going to map these creative practice methods directly onto your daily routine. We want to shift your mindset from just studying English to actually living in English. Here's our blueprint for your new daily routine. First, set up your environment. Second, narrate your daily routine. Third, cook and create in English. Fourth, learn through play and media. And finally, start having real conversations.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, Set up your environment. We're talking about transforming your home into an immersive language hub.
Let's start with the devices you probably check first thing in the morning. Changing your phone, computer, and social media app settings from your native language to English exposes you to technical vocabulary dozens of times a day, and it takes almost zero effort. Plus, considering that nearly half of all website content out there is published in English, operating your devices in English prepares you to navigate digital environments with total confidence. Over time, you just naturally absorb these menus, notifications, and common phrases without ever having to set aside dedicated study time. It's a real game changer.
Now, when you're labeling items around your house for maximum impact, skip the single-word labels. Instead of just writing a word like window, use a full sentence label like "this is a window." Doing this on a sticky note helps you internalize simple grammatical structures simply through daily context. Oh, and here's a fun trick. You can even write the word on the lower half of the sticky note and fold it over. That way you can actually quiz yourself as you walk by.
You can also set up a really cool analog spaced repetition system using sticky notes. Just grab a poster board and make 3 columns. Not yet, sort of, and totally. Write your new vocabulary words on sticky notes and start them in the sort of column. When you look at one, try to translate the word, use it in a sentence, and pronounce it correctly. If you nail all 3, awesome, move the word over to the totally column. If you struggle a bit, move it to not yet. It's a highly motivating, visual way to track your progress as your recall improves. Moving right along to Section 2, Narrate your daily routine. This is all about turning your normal morning chores into actual speaking practice. A super simple, yet incredibly powerful habit is to literally narrate your daily routine out loud to yourself. I'm talking about just saying things like, "I'm brushing my teeth," or "I need to go to the store." Now look, talking to yourself in the mirror might make you feel a little bit crazy at first, but it actively trains your brain to start thinking directly in English. And that's incredibly important, because if you're always translating from your native language in your head, you're never going to achieve that smooth conversational flow.
So while you're getting through a quick 15-minute morning cleaning routine, picking up clutter, washing the dishes, making the bed, wiping down the counters, you can also listen to English podcasts or language audio tracks. To get the absolute most out of this, actively engage with it. Practice repeating the phrases out loud to match the rhythm and native pronunciation. This pairs physical movement with active language output, keeping your learning momentum going right from the very start of the day.
All right, on to Section 3, Cook and create in English. This is where we tie language learning directly to hands-on skills and hobbies.
When you follow instructions while completing a physical task, you're training your brain to process language practically rather than just in isolation. Take cooking, for example. General verbs like cut aren't always enough in the kitchen, But by learning related words together in categories, you start to understand specific nuances. You learn that slice means thin pieces, chop means rough pieces, and dice means small, even squares. So when a recipe says dice the tomatoes, you immediately have a crystal clear mental picture of what to do.
And here is a fantastic 2-minute trick. When you encounter a new cooking verb, physically act it out. This connects the word to a physical feeling. For instance, if the recipe says whisk the eggs, literally pretend to hold a whisk and quickly mix the air. Your body remembers the action, which helps the new vocabulary stick in your memory so much faster than just reading it passively off a page.
Next up is Section 4, Learn Through Play and Media, relaxing and acquiring vocabulary simultaneously.
For the evening, when it's time to unwind, here are some really great practice ideas. Playing word games like Scrabble or Boggle pushes you to retrieve vocabulary under time pressure, which is perfect for building quick recall fluency for real conversations. Or, try studying song lyrics while you listen to music. This activates both hemispheres of your brain, transferring colloquial vocabulary and slang right into your long-term memory. You could even try rewriting a familiar story or movie plot in just 300 to 500 words. It forces active language production and really makes you think critically about sentence structure.
You can even gamify your week with something like New Word Bingo to finally close the gap between just learning a word and actually using it. Here's how. At the start of the week, write 3 new words on a sticky note and put it somewhere really visible. Throughout the week, look for natural opportunities to use those words in your internal monologue or in your writing. Once you use them, check them off. It's a fantastic way to literally force newly learned vocabulary into your active, everyday vocabulary.
Finally, let's wrap up the day with Section 5, Start Having Real Conversations. This is all about building your confidence for real-world interactions.
Try leaving conversational prompts on sticky notes on your fridge or your bathroom mirror. This creates these great small moments where you output language without formally having to sit down and study. Simple questions like, "How are you feeling today?" or "What made you smile today?" prompt you to answer, either in your head or out loud, while you're just standing there making coffee. The more opportunities you give yourself to retrieve and use language, the more automatic it becomes. So let's see how this builds into real interaction. We have to tackle output practice. We see reading and listening scores consistently outpace speaking scores simply because learners just don't get enough output practice. To fix this, you can practice low-stakes speaking. Call a toll-free customer service line just to practice clear communication. Or swap voice messages with a language partner to practice pronunciation without the pressure of live conversation. You could even join live audio rooms on Discord or Clubhouse just to listen in and then jump in whenever you feel ready.
While reaching upper intermediate proficiency, that B2 level on the CFR framework, traditionally takes around 400 to 600 hours of guided study, supplementing your formal education with these daily immersion activities is going to seriously accelerate your timeline. By blending practice smoothly into your routine, rather than making it compete with your schedule, you build the kind of well-rounded fluency that shows up both in formal assessments and, more importantly, in real-world communication.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Which of these creative micro steps are you going to take right now to stop studying and start living your life in English? What is one single thing you can change in your environment today? Pick a strategy, stick to it, and watch your confidence soar. Thanks for joining me.